Gavin DeGraw with Sweeter, and you heard it here on AFN KC the Eagle, serving America's best for you. And of course, I'm Army Private Joe Alamon, joined here with Specialist Thurman. So you know it's Wednesday, and that means we got special guests here. And we got our Brigade Commander of 1A and of course your Brigade Command Sergeant Major, Colonel Matthew Eichberg. I said that right, sir, didn't I?
Yes, that's exactly right.
Command Sergeant Major Trevor Walker, thanks so much for joining us. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
And Specialist Thurman, take it away.
Okay, I have a warm-up question for you, gentlemen. So, good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
The question is, who are you pulling for the Super Bowl?
I would say the Detroit Lions, but I know they're not in there, so I'm gonna have to go with the. I'm gonna have to go with the Seahawks. I think if you put a gun on my head, Seattle.
Well, nobody's doing that, sir. I think everybody would be too scared to put a gun to your head.
Go Packers, of course, but
Boo.
I'm gonna have to pull for the Seattle Seahawks also.
These are wrong answers. I was expecting Patriots, but
Well,
I'm a Patriots fan.
me and Thurman are going for the Patriots.
Just bring an air pump if you go.
We're going for the cheaters.
Yeah, so we've got Ariana Grande, Taylor Swift, and Justin Timberlake coming up this hour, so stay tuned for that. We've also got some great questions and answers about appreciation, transformation, and think twice. It's all about readiness here in 1ABCT. So we got that coming up. So specials online, PFC online, give you promotion every week.
Thurman, thank you so much for promoting me every time. And now we're going back into the music, so begin and stick around. You don't want to miss out. Right now you have Snow Patrol with Called Out the Dark here on AFN KC the Eagle. And
Ariana Grande featuring The Weeknd with Love Me Harder. We all know that she has a cool rapper boyfriend, Big Sean, but did you know that how they met? She actually went up to him and told him that she was a big fan of one of his songs that I will not name on air because it's inappropriate. But if we could approach the troops in 1ABCT just as easily as Ariana Grande approached Big Sean and tell them that we appreciated them for something, what would that be for, gentlemen?
Well, I think Command Sergeant Major Walker and I, what we appreciate most is from everybody. And it's not just the brigade; it's the division, the staff, the garrison here, and all the people who work on Casey Hovey and Stanley. Is all their help in helping us just reach the Army standard. So, we're not looking for anything extra, but a lot of people don't know what the Army standard entails. So take, for example, the effort that everyone's done is qualifying their weapons to the Army standard, day, night, with your backup iron sight, with your optics. It takes a long time. It takes a lot of work from the NCOs to PMI that. And that's just one small example of how the brigade is just meeting the Army standard every single day. And everyone's doing it. And we know that they're doing that. Their families are not here, so they're isolated from their families. For many soldiers, it's their first duty station, and again, they're separated from that kind of support zone, some of that comfort. What we're grateful for is that they're well led. Both the officers and especially our non-commissioned officers, and then the soldiers, because in the end, it takes individual discipline, and that's what we see every single day. And there's tons of things we don't see that we know are happening, and I think that's what we're most grateful for. But again. We got 2 cab out there who helps us every day. You got 210 out there. You got division, you got garrison, you got tribe. So it's just a great team here. And I'm just grateful that Sergeant Major and I can be here and be a part of it and just contribute.
And I want to echo that, what Colonel Eichberg said is, we appreciate everything they do every single day because everybody gives 110% of their effort every single day. And it doesn't go unnoticed. We do notice it because of our success that we're having in the brigade now.
I totally agree. So it's good to get that out there. I always let somebody know that you appreciate them. My grandmother used to say, let somebody know while they're living that that you appreciate them rather than at their funeral, at their eulogy. So that's a good thing. So.
All right, we're going to take a quick break here, and then after that, I'm going to get you your weather exchange rate and gas prices. So definitely stick around. We're serving America's best, and of course, Army Private Joe Alamon here, joined with Specialist Thurman, and we got Brigade Commander of 1ABCT and the Command Sergeant Major as well, Colonel Matthew Eichberg and Command Sergeant Major Trevor Walker. Thanks so much for joining us, gentlemen. And Specialist Thurman, I know you got some questions for them.
Oh yes, I'm full of questions always. So we all know that the transformation is going on soon, gentlemen, but what can soldiers expect over the next 6 months with the transition? And is it going to be easy? Should we kick our heels up? Or is it everything over? Or is the real work starting?
Yeah, transformation really that's a fancy word for focusing on two things. One is fight tonight. So normally when a unit deactivates like we are, you can slowly degrade your personnel and your training readiness and your equipment readiness, but that's not the case for us. So for us, we got to be ready to continue to fight tonight until about the June timeframe when 2-1 Cav comes here from Fort Hood. So they will replace us. And so for us, we have two missions rolled up into one. So we've got to prepare for 2-1 Cav while at the same time maintain our personnel readiness, make sure we have the equipment we need, make sure we maintain our equipment, and then we have to continue to train. And so it's really more work in the same amount of time from now until the June time frame. So what can people expect? Well, first of all, we have to prepare people now to get ready to move in the summer. So we have thousands of moves, assignments, etc., to get through to make sure everyone can leave relatively hassle-free in the summer. And so right now you see a lot of soldiers going to levy briefs. And some of them may not have assignment instructions yet, but what we're trying to do is take as much of the work out of it now so that when Specialist Eichberg gets his assignment instructions later, then Mod Hall can process his orders in a timely fashion. For equipment, we still have to maintain it, do our PMCS, because all of our equipment's going to 2-1 Cav. So if we don't do that, then our brothers and sisters coming over here, they're going to have equipment that's not ready to fight, and we wouldn't want to do that to anybody. And in training, we all hope we don't have to fight or do anything like that, but if we do, then we have to be ready. 2-1 Cav obviously is not here, so right now we have 3-8 Cav will be first up in gunnery, and then all the units will shoot. The BSTB and the 23rd have already shot, but everybody else will shoot between now and mid-March. And then after that, we'll be focused on personnel and equipment. So we'll do inventories to make sure we have everything we need before 2-1 Cav gets here. And I know all the S1s in the world are working their tails off. I wish I could give them an annual bonus, but I can't. All we can do is thank them for that. But really what it comes down to in the end is we have to do this right, because again, there are people just like us who are come over here and do this job. So we have to think about our legacy in the end, is what will people say about the Iron Team when we're gone? And that's what's most important. It's not so much what people say while you're here, but when you're gone and someone else is in your position, are they going to say, God, they really prepared me and I'm successful? Or are they going to say, wow, I wish they would have done a better job? The way the guys are doing it now and the girls, we couldn't be prouder because it's going very well. And 2-1 Cav has already thanked us. So they're here now at their PDSS, and their command teams have already thanked the Iron Team for everything they've done thus far. And so that's what we're most proud of. So I'm confident, and I know Sergeant Major, I'm sure, is as well, in the legacy we're going to leave behind here.
Okay.
Yeah, we have a lot of smart folks that are doing, a great job, getting us ready for the transformation process. And they've been digging in, make sure all the paperwork's squared away. And so, yes, it's going to keep on going, and it's not going to get any easier. It's going to get, it's just as hard as it has been in the past.
Right, because we have an expectation to meet with the 2-1 Cav when they come in. So
Yes,
that's totally understandable that everything's going to get pretty much harder, not easier. So don't kick your heels up just yet.
June, July, you can take a breather.
Yeah, you can take a breather when you get to your next unit. So we'll be back with more music. We also have, let's see who we have. One Republic and Taylor Swift coming up.
I guess that's a good thing. She's never been to rehab, never done anything wrong. Why do you think that is, Specialist Thurman?
Well, because she's only 17, but she thinks twice. So way to go, Becky G. Congratulations for thinking twice. And speaking of thinking twice, is there an experience or a time where you've had soldiers or yourself that you thought twice, or maybe you didn't think twice, or your soldiers didn't think twice, and how did that come out, gentlemen?
Yeah, it's interesting, we call it think twice here, but it's really how you behave. And so when I was a battalion commander in Germany, we had a problem, again, as most units do, with alcohol. Some soldiers were just drinking way too much and was causing a lot of people to get into trouble. And I had one soldier, and then they would fight, and we had a big problem with that. I know we've had some examples of that here. But finally, after, this was going on for months, I finally had an incident that I learned about over the weekend where a young soldier, as a PFC, was at a bar. People were drinking, of course, and another individual was really drunk, and he punched our guy in the face and cut his eye. And so right then and there, my soldier had a choice. He could do what everyone else had done before and get into a fight and assault the other soldier, or he could do what I'd asked everyone to do, is walk away. Now that's not easy. That is hard. And he walked away. So he left. He didn't get into a fight. So it's a clear example, the best one I can think of someone thinking twice. and despite the fact his friends, well, he hit him first, it doesn't matter. Our behavior, we determine our behavior. And when we let someone else dictate how we're going to behave, then we failed. And he clearly, so we got him in for the entire formation, and he was an example for me, for officers, for NCOs, and especially for all those younger soldiers who sometimes, we lose control of our emotions. So, thinking twice, people think it's maybe it's a hassle. It's about, here in Korea, it's about readiness. So if I'm Eichberg, if I'm the brigade commander and I come in here drunk, well, if there's a problem, who's doing my job? Now the sergeant major's got to do more work. Now the DCO's got to do more work. They're doing my work. They've got enough on their own. They don't need to be doing my work. If I'm driving a Bradley or I'm supposed to be operating a forklift, if I'm drunk or if I'm in a fight and I can't see, then someone else has to do my work. And I think if you ask any soldier around here, they got enough to do on their own. They don't need to be doing my job. And so that's the key with think twice. And it's the other key aspect is, I love the fact that we have leaders out and checking, but really, for everybody, for myself, I shouldn't have to have Sergeant Major Walker next to me to tell me what I'm doing is wrong. And I know that if I see something wrong, I don't care if that person's in my unit or not, or if they're old or young, or man or woman. If it's wrong, we just need to police ourselves, because sometimes we all need an extra check there. So think twice. We're just asking everyone, think about where you are and what people expect of you, and think about your brother or sister on your left and right. Do you want them doing your job? So if you're rip-roaring drunk and you get alerted, you can't help anybody out, and now you're a liability, and that's not what we want. And secondly, I don't want people worried about what Colonel Eichberg thinks or Sergeant Major Walker thinks. In the end, it's about how we treat each other. So, behavior here in Korea, it's no different than the United States, the expectations. Treat people like you want to be treated, with dignity and respect. Don't harass them. Don't assault them. Don't steal from them. There is no, I hear soldiers, well, it's different in Korea. No, it's really not. The expectation is you behave in accordance with our values, and the values are the same in Germany, Afghanistan, for American soldiers in the States and here in Korea. But in Korea, the impacts of not behaving, getting drunk, they could be more heartfelt, and so that's what we have to be aware of. But it's certainly not hassle. It's about being ready to fight tonight because of where we are and who our neighbor is here. I know Sergeant Major's got some good points as well.
One of my experiences back in my last unit was not in the drinking aspects, but it was in a sexual harassment case that we had. A soldier actually stood up and told another soldier what he was doing was wrong. So he was thinking about making sure that he's aware of his surroundings and making sure that he was telling everybody else, do something positive. Hey, you're saying something wrong. Stop doing what you're doing. And that's what the whole thing is about. It's about positive outcomes. What can we do positively instead of negatively? One thing that's being hosted on President's Day weekend on the 14th and 16th is the ski trip to Elsan Gongchan ski resort. Now, if the soldier wants to go through eventual war request, the cost right now is $130, but they go through eventual war request, it'd be $50. And if they take a pledge of not drinking during that weekend, they might have a special gift at the end that might be given out. But it's during the President's Day weekend, so it's something positive to do instead of sitting in your room, not doing anything, feeling sorry for yourself. Make sure you're doing something out there, getting into the swing of things with everybody else. Think positive what you're going to do. What's going on weekends? We have volleyball. We got Friday night competitions, volleyball. We also have Saturday night fight nights. Very good competitions. Very good competitions. Last weekend we had 12 combatives going on during that weekend, and it was very, very well ran and very exciting, especially for the brigades competing against each other. So come on out Friday nights at 1900 at Hanson Fieldhouse, or Saturday nights at 2100 to see a combatives tournament. So something positive. Do something positive instead of something negative.
Okay, I totally agree. So positivity and readiness. So are the two things that you need to take away from this conversation today. It's all about readiness and 2ID. So because we have to be ready to fight tonight. That's right. So
we want to thank the brigade commander, Colonel Matthew Eichberg, and of course Command Sergeant Major Trevor Walker for being here and spending time with us and sharing that. That's great information, and that's stuff that the soldiers definitely need to hear. So again, thank you so much for stopping by.
Thank you, Iron Team.
Now we're going to go ahead and get back into the music, so stick around right now.